Hey guys, my name is Lilly and today I want to report about the economic destruction here in Europe again. And first I would like to start with this article here. And this article is brand new, so I just read it myself. It's very shocking and I've used ChatGPT to translate it for you. So this is a German article and the article is about new plans of a bureaucracy monster for German buildings. Suddenly living becomes hundreds of euros more expensive. Tenants and homeowners in Germany are facing another potential wave of costs. According to a report by the Bild newspaper, the German Institute for Standardization is advocating for the introduction of a building TÜV, which would mandate regular inspections of all residential buildings in Germany. So they want to do yearly inspections on your house or flat to see if everything is good, correct and safe. While the measure aims to ensure safety and condition of buildings, it could lead to a significant financial burden for both owners and tenants once the Homeowners Association. Currently there's a 40-page draft titled Traffic Safety Inspection for Residential Buildings, in which the Institute outlines guidelines for a procedure to inspect the traffic safety of buildings. Traffic safety. So this is basically the same that we have to do for the car here. In Austria, for example, one time a year we have to bring the car to a mechanic and the mechanic is overlooking the car to see if it's safe for traffic, and then you have to pay, I don't know, a certain fee and also the repairs for your car so that it's safe. And now they want to do the same thing for houses. So every year a skilled worker, who is probably very expensive, is going to do up to 250 checks, such as verifying that the gutters are securely fastened, that attic hatches can be closed, and whether the chimney is weathered or not. The cost for such a building TÜV would initially fall on the owners, of course, as they are responsible for the traffic safety of their buildings. However, the expenses could be passed on to tenants through maintenance costs. So if you have a house but you're renting it to somebody, then you would have to raise the monthly payment, the rent, because you will pass on the costs to the tenants. So then they will make the situation even worse. And right now the rent is really high already. So most people cannot even afford that already. And now they want to introduce this completely bogus new maintenance cost, which is going to make living even more expensive. And here in this article they are saying for paying the skilled worker to do 250 checks each year, it will cost for a single home 1,000 euros annually. 1,000 euros for nothing, you know? So this is the plan. But of course it was criticized a lot by other, institutions, the Homeowners Association, Haus and Grund. And they are saying we do not quite understand the purpose of this draft, as the owner of the building already has a duty to ensure safety, traffic safety, right? So yeah, this is what they are trying to push through in Germany right now. And it seems as if they are going to make it harder for homeowners to keep their houses. And personally, I know many people who are trying to sell their houses right now. Just last time I was in the gym, I met a person and he said that he is going to sell his house and he's going to live in a camper van because he doesn't want to afford the house anymore. It's just too expensive and he doesn't want to be a slave to the system. So a lot of people are downsizing right now, selling bigger houses, buying smaller flats. Some people are selling smaller flats and rent places, So yeah, really crazy to introduce such a plan in these times where people are already struggling. Yeah, I don't know what to say anymore. It's so ridiculous. So yeah, then also we have a lot of warmongering articles again here. They are writing that the EU is preparing for a war with Putin. I'm not going into detail anymore, but here they're saying they plan to spend 800 billion euros to pay for military expenses. Then also here they're writing Russia is preparing for the war, for a very big war. Then also in Austria, they now want to prolong the military mandatory service again for young men. So right now it's 6 months, but now they want to prolong it to 9 months. Again, another article about the European Union wanting to spend millions and billions on military equipment. Yeah, here there's another warmongering article about Macron announcing to his soldiers that there will be a new nuclear offensive. Awesome. Yeah, nuclear weapons, that's exactly what we need right now. And because of this warmongering, a lot of people, they live in fear. They're anxious. And then here also you can see one article about a psychiatrist. He's saying that the number one fear right now is the war in Europe, and that a lot of people are struggling with this and they are really afraid, and because of all of the threats and so on. So a lot of people are in need of psychotherapy right now, and it's not only because of the war, but because of multiple crises, the economy, and a lot of people are still suffering from the pandemic and so on. So it's not easy for a lot of people. So my personal opinion is this, that they make people crazy with those articles, with newspaper articles, with the warmongering. So people are afraid, and people who are afraid, they rather accept, spending tax money on the war maybe, because they think that this will help them. So I believe a lot of newspapers and politicians, they just work with this fear so they can, lead people to a certain belief or something. I don't think that's a good thing. You really have to be smart on what you believe in the newspaper. So yeah, we really have to be careful not to be placed in fear by such articles. So don't get yourself dragged down by articles like these. EU Commission plans for the worst case scenario. The next warmongering article: global arms race, signs point to nuclear bomb. Yeah, with those articles you don't need to be surprised that people are getting anxious and need psychotherapy. So now next, Germany has a big problem. In Germany now, the leftist and conservative parties, they are planning to make a new debt package of 500 billion euros. And yeah, previously, which was not long time ago, they put a brake on the debt, so they could not make any more debt. But now they're just planning to change that and make more debts. So yeah, as always, politicians are doing what they want. So 500 billion. A lot of people are saying that this can never be paid back. Okay, next I would like to show you this article here, which was a little bit of half fake news. I even saw it on Twitter, but it was not 100% correct, so I would like to clarify the situation. So the fake news was that private savings should finance EU defense. And this you can interpret several different ways. So now a lot of people thought that the EU will seize your money in your bank account and use it to finance the war. But that's actually not correct. So let me read through this article. Private savings should finance EU defense, but they are not going to take it from your bank account. So they want to raise 800 billion euros for defense. But also citizens are also expected to contribute. Great excitement erupted last week when EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen announced 2 new projects. The Savings and Investment Union is intended on the one hand to ensure EU's competitiveness. Savers are to receive a fair return on their deposits, and European companies and innovators in turn are to have access to the financing they need to drive the economy forward. The 800 billion Rearm Europe plan is also in its final stages. A so-called white paper has now been presented revealing the new details. Why is it even necessary? The era of the peace dividend is long gone. The security architecture we relied on can no longer be taken for granted, says Ursula von der Leyen. Europe is ready to intensify its efforts, but public investment alone will not be enough. Now comes the topic. To this end, the Commission also adopted the strategy for the Savings and Investment Union on Wednesday. It will make it easier for interested people in Europe to invest private savings in critical economic sectors such as defense. So you give them money to purchase weapons, arms and tanks, and in return, it's not saying what you're getting, but I think it's some kind of interest rate. I don't know how long the money will be bound and when you will ever get it back. But yeah, I would be very careful on this investment, people, because if you are giving them money to buy tanks, they will use it to kill people and then you have blood on your hands. So this is something I would never do. But still, you know, even if you're not investing in this, they are still using our tax money to pay for military expenses. So even our tax money, Austria is neutral, right? Even our neutral tax money goes into the war, which is crazy. And now we have clarified this fake news, which is only half fake news, right? So this is what they really want. They want you to invest voluntarily into the military expenses. They're not going to take the money from your bank account yet. Maybe that will change in future. I don't know. Then next, Wiener Schnitzel is going to become more expensive. That's because there are new customs on soybeans. And a lot of Austrian farmers are using soybeans from America, for example, to feed to their pigs. And because of the customs, the soybeans are becoming more expensive. And then, of course, the price of pork is going to become more expensive. So if you are visiting Austria and you have to pay like 20 euros for a schnitzel, 15 to 20 euros, that's a normal price right now. Then also, tobacco is going to be more expensive, 50 cents more for each pack of cigarettes. And now even coffee is becoming more expensive. So now you cannot even enjoy the coffee anymore, right? Unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. All right, so this is enough of bad news today. And also, I would like to announce that I have a new Twitter channel now. And this Twitter channel is for bad news only. And it's called SurvivalLilly News. And the username is NewsLilly or SurvivalLilly, I'm not sure. So this is my new Twitter channel just for bad news. And I will from now on upload all of my news video on this new Twitter channel. And I will let you know the link in the description below. So yeah, this is pretty much it for today. Thank you for watching, guys. Follow me on Twitter and stay tuned. Till next time.